Libraries have become critical guardians against the spread of disinformation. Traditionally regarded as a hub of knowledge and learning, libraries now play a dual role, providing access to accurate information and providing users with the skills to critically evaluate the reliability of sources. Libraries have traditionally been the informational intermediaries of society, and the work of the professional is more necessary than ever in this concept, with three key actions. One is the definition of new media and information literacy in the educational context. The second is promoting a critical thinking, and the third one, the development of their own advocacy role in the social debate. Regarding the first point, libraries have extensive experience training informational competences through information literacy, instructing users on applying evaluation criteria sources. Today, this informational literacy should only be understood from the media perspective and the concept of multiliteracy, as social media platforms have become another mechanism for access to information. One of the most repeated trends in the literature of fake news and library is the reflection on the criteria applied when we evaluate sources, often in the form of checklists. While these lists have shown their validity in traditional documentary sources, they must fit the viral information environments. These lists consist of indicators for evaluating the quality of information and have been applied in traditional information literacy and website evaluation. This is the case of tools like CRAP, which evaluate information based on currency, relevance, authority, accuracy, and purpose. These criteria are too broad to be applied in viral settings, as Farkas notes. She argued that it is difficult for a user to apply all these criteria when consulting information quickly circulating and being shared. This led to the need for faster evaluation mechanisms linked to fact-checking in viral environments associated with social media. Given this necessity, initiatives like Cauffiel's and his online book Web Literacy for a Student Fact Checker come in, incorporating evaluating mechanisms for more closely to fact-checking. He talks about 4 movements. The first one is checking the prior work, specifically whether someone has already verified information or provided a previous synthesis or research on its validity. The second movement is called swim upstream to the source. Cauffield recommends going to the original source of the information to understand its truthfulness, as most sources do not constitute primary information. Third, lateral reading. Cauffield suggests that the truth about a source can often be found within the media itself, meaning that one must read what others said about it. And the last one is return. To avoid getting lost in the information, it is recommended to return to the beginning, start with search again with different terms, and make other decisions. Cauffiel's approach moves beyond traditional critical thinking by providing practical, research-tested methods for verifying online information. He transformed these movements in the so-called SHIFT methodology, a practical approach to evaluate the credibility and accuracy of a source found online. It has 4 movements too. The first one is stop. Before engaging with content, pause and consider your initial reaction. Reflect on your knowledge on the topic and the source reputation. The second, investigate your source. Research the author or publisher to assess their credibility and potential biases. Use lateral reading by checking what other reputable sources say about them. Third one is find a better coverage. Look for additional sources that discuss the same topic. Consult trust other new provider of fact-checking websites to verify information. And don't forget here about scholarly sources. And the last one is trace claims, quote, and media to the original context. Find the primary source always of the information to ensure it's presented accurately and not taken out of context. This involves following links and reference back to the origins. An important contribution library can make to raise awareness about this information is the creation of reference material, such as thematic guides based on resource selection. These guides are valued resources to help users understand how this information can impact their daily lives and provide tools to evaluate the accuracy of information. Content curation here becomes crucial in this environment as a new intermediary skill. University libraries have begun developing these guides, providing information about post-truth, its mechanisms, tools, verification platforms, and promoting their own databases and collection. Here you can see an example of a Spanish university, Universidad Nacional Educación a Distancia Guide of Fake News provide resources to identify and combat misinformation. It explains what fake news is, types, and how it is spread. It includes tools and a strategy to analyze sources, verify information, and encourage critical thinking. It also highlights the social impact of misinformation and offers links to additional sources. These guides serve as platforms that expand access to reliable sources. Many also include exercise, tutorials, and the option to integrate a reference librarian for contact. In this sense, digital reference can complement verification effort perfectly. Regarding the latter, it is worth noting that there needs to be a comprehensive analysis of the real impact of fact-checking tools on act change in individuals, especially concerning rumors or deeply rooted elements. One of the most frequent critiques of fact-checking platforms is they are isolated in nature and lacks full participation and context. The concept of community is particularly interesting here, as it is essential in shaping beliefs in post-truth era, because people are more likely to believe opposing views if they come from an immediate environment. Concepts such as context and community are presented in libraries' reference work, where literacy plays a key role. Thus, fact-checking should blend traditional reference and user service in a digital environment.